Welcome to the Millennial Mrs. podcast. I am your host, Trinae Watson, and I am super excited today because I have none other than Mrs. Diandra Harvin.
Hey.
One thing about it, we're going to make sure that the Mrs. is on there.
Every time.
Make sure that the R is in between the M and the S, so we ain't got no problems.
None.
I'm looking for Mrs. Harvin. Is Mrs. Harvin available?
Hello, we here all night. What we gonna chat about? Let's make this fun. Let's make this interesting.
Well, we can just kick it right in. You've been wanting to be Mrs. Harvin since the day I met you, honey.
Ooh, that's where we're going. Okay.
No. So let's just start it off. For those that don't know, I've known Diandra probably for, we kind of old at this point. So
Yeah.
we in this thing for a very long time.
Like what? 08?
Was it 08? What was prom? What was
Prom was 09. Okay, so
when was Easter? So
no, the first prom was 08.
Oh wait, okay. So 2008, and here we are in
Yep.
2023. So it's been a long time. I affectionately have called Diandra my little sister because she married my little brother. So of course I just had to I had to accept it. She grew on me. You know, it took a little bit, but she eventually got there. It just took a little bit.
Ooh, the shade is coming all night.
No. But tell the viewers about you. Who are you?
Who am I? Wow, so much to say, and I know that we're going to unpack that tonight. But as she mentioned, I'm Diandra. I married my high school sweetheart, Harvin. It's so much to say. I'm a business owner. I'm a wife, entrepreneur. I'm a loving daughter. Because having parents nowadays, like, it's a whole piece of work. I got to help them with so much stuff.
We can get into
My
it.
siblings. I'm the family coordinator, executive. Okay. It's a lot.
It's a lot. I love it. So tell me how you and your husband met.
So our dads were friends since before we were born. We never paid each other any mind, but then one day somebody told me he was asking about me and sent him a little DM. Well, it wasn't a DM back then. It was a MySpace inbox.
MySpace.
Yeah. So I did it, and literally the rest is history. He tried to act like, we were really best friends. Nobody believed us. We were best friends. And he tried to hook me up with one of his friends. But when he realized his friend was like seriously trying to pursue me, that's when I guess he realized, oh, nah, we ain't having that.
I think that's so funny. I still remember when Durant told me about you. So when we came to the church today, he was like, yeah, she here. And I was like, I'm going to be the one to determine if she it. Because guess what? I don't know.
And is, and was.
Ain't got a ring.
And do.
I love it. So I think you kind of touched on it as far as your dads both being friends. Tell me, you don't got to tell me who your dad is, but just kind of you being a preacher's kid, bishop's kid. Tell me a little bit about that and your upbringing in general.
That's really crazy. You know how church folks are. It's like, no, I love them. I would not trade it for the world. Like, it has so much to do with my development and literally who I am today. When I was younger, I looked at it as being in a fishbowl, but really I learned how to move and operate, to really be able to have conversations with people, connect with them, all of that, and truly tap into my gift of discernment, honestly. So with being a PKBK, that really defined a little bit of who I was growing up, and it still is so intricate in who I am today. Like, just having class, everybody ain't like that.
But we know where the class came from.
Hello. But that is such a big part. Like, growing up, you couldn't just wear anything on a Sunday. Like, you had to be a certain type of put together, not hanging out and stuff like that. So, like, even now when I go on a nice date with my husband, I'm not going to be out showing everything because that's just specifically for him. So I feel like a lot of women these days don't really have that same upbringing and have those same standards and way they want to carry themselves.
So that's good. That's good. So tell me, because as a millennial, we sometimes go against the grain. I know when I was younger, I was labeled like too grown, and as far as my mouth, probably how the way that
I
I
was
am.
like, what you was
You
doing?
know, nothing. That's the problem. But when you think about like what society necessarily is doing now and how
Too
people
much.
dress, what they wear, whether it's to church, whether it's to work, because I do a lot of stuff with young people in workforce development, and it's like you went into an interview. I mean, and I see that now even in law school, like with kids or students that are fresh out of undergrad, they came straight to school, like their idea of professionalism is just like totally different. So tell me your take on being classy and still not necessarily quote unquote being old or fitting the mold of what somebody else wants you to be.
Yeah. Also, that too comes with just having style and putting your own on it. I wear a lot of the blacks, I wear a lot of nudes, but I'm always gonna have something to jazz it up. Like right now, I just got on a t-shirt, but also I want to make sure that I'm not showing anything. But that reminds me when you said something about the interview and professionalism. I will never forget. I had just got 2-strand twists. They were fresh. Okay. The parts was parting. And then I got an interview for my dream job. And I looked at my mother. I'm like, Ma, can't I just pull it back? She was like, I'm sorry, you got to take those out. And when I tell you it hurt, but I knew that if I didn't get a job that when I had the interview, I knew I would have felt like some sort of insecurity when it came to like, I should have just taken that hair out or whatever. But yeah, I would say that it's completely different now. And it really just comes to like, oh, another thing that I didn't mention with my upbringing as a PKBK is that it instills certain values in me. And those are things that I just do not compromise on at all. And so when it comes to my look, appearance, how I present myself, that's always going to stand. I'm always going to go back to my values and always make sure that I make myself proud, also make my family, parents proud, because everything that I do, it impacts others. And so whether I'm sowing seeds or whether I'm representing myself, my husband, my in-laws, I want to make sure that I do that to the highest standard. So that's really what it goes back to a lot of times with me. And I think that if you don't have that foundation or those values, not saying you got to have that church foundation, but if you don't have certain values, then you're just not going to have it.
So when you're talking about, I want to touch on the braids and society. So how long ago did that happen? And do you think that you still would do that today?
So that happened in, was that 2017 or 2018?
Oh,
You
so
know,
fairly recent.
yeah, was it 2017? Yeah, I'm actually maybe 20, let's do 2015 to 2017, one of them
Okay.
odd years. Um, and so today, I I don't know. I really don't know if I would do the same thing. It's very hard to say. But when I take them twists they were very ethnic. Like I gotta say. And I was going for a corporate job. And so when knowing coming from my background, being one of the only African Americans in a classroom or in an internship, like I already know that I have certain eyes on me. What they always say, you gotta be twice as good, you
Yeah.
know? So like just going into the interview and even having a thought of like, are they judging or looking at my hair? I wouldn't want to go into it with that.
Okay. And that makes sense because you want them to be able to look at you and what you bring to the table and not necessarily your hair and like things that have nothing to do with your actual
Literally.
job. That's so unfortunate that we live in a world like that though. Like,
It's so unfortunate. But I would like to think that it's gotten better, but who really knows?
and I mean, now that you have worked in corporate America and you have kind of put in your due diligence, and you've done the hard work, you've built a reputation, I think that also helps. Like once you get in the door to do it,
Yes.
maybe not like from the beginning, but like now that you're in there, I think it opens the door for you to go ahead and let them parts be back in there.
Let them part be parting.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. So tell me about how did we get from y'all met, he was thinking that he was liking you, but you was really liking him, and he really, I guess, liked that you liked him, and so it worked, and y'all just kind of liked each other. How did we get from there to marriage? And then what was the timeline? And I'm throwing in a lot of questions so that you could just kind of touch on it all. And did you feel pressure to get married?
Okay, so first let me clear up. I was never pressed. Okay. Didn't want to put that out there. We were really great friends. I cannot say that enough. Like that will always be my dog. So let's see, how do we go from there to life happened, honestly. Like Duran and I, we were in different states for first, what, 4 or 5, not first, because actually, yeah, he went to college right after we got together. So for the first 4 or 5 years of our relationship, we were in different states. So like we went to different colleges. We would see each other, once a month, once every couple months type of thing. So I think that was really great that we just allowed each other to grow. And I really like thinking about it now, giving each other the space and opportunity to grow at our own pace then has really helped us in our marriage, because there are times when we have growing pains. Somebody's on a different page than the other person, but you have to allow that. You have to give that person that space, that time, while also trying to understand, but you have to give them grace during those seasons. And you have to also make sure that you are communicating during those seasons. Like, hey, look, I've kind of changed. Here are some new requirements. Here are some new expectations. Here's kind of what I think I'm interested in. Would love if you would watch this with me or read this with me so we can see if we interested together type of thing. So I know that that's had a huge, huge impact. In regards to, did I feel pressure? I mean, I had to ask the question, but pressure, no. Did I feel like it was time? Yes. Like it was like either or you don't. Like this is what you
Now, did you
want or it
articulate
ain't.
that? Or
Huh?
did you articulate either you gonna know or
Oh yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, definitely. Because at that point in time, we were living in the same state, in the same city, and it's like, all right, we've been together for all these years. Like, what else? We want to build. So if we're going to build together, then we need to make this official.
Okay, let's make it official. So for our viewers who are married, I think that you said something that was really, really good. Especially when you get married young, being able to come back to each other to say, hey, 25-year-old me is not 18-year-old me. What 25-year-old me wants is not what 18-year-old me wants. 25-year-old me wants something that probably looks like it's totally different than 18-year-old me. So
Yes.
tell me about how you would navigate that, or how did you navigate that, and some of the challenges in navigating it, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Honestly, like I said, communicating. You just have to over communicate because it's new waters. And you don't necessarily know. I didn't know exactly what 25-year-old me wanted and what that looked like, the life exactly I wanted to create. However, being able to articulate what I was thinking, like some of the things that I was trying, going to groups, meeting different women, all types of things that were new to me, I had to make sure that I was sharing that with my husband, because I didn't want to make it seem like I'm becoming my own new woman by myself. Like, no, I'm still in this with you. Like, this is still a partnership. Like, we in it together. We still here. So like I had to make sure that I was doing my part and vice versa. Cause men don't always communicate that effectively. So you have to
For
make sure that
real?
they don't. So when you peep that they starting to move a little different, they starting to spend more time doing stuff that they haven't done before, you kind of interject me, hey, what's going on? Tell me about this. What you into? And it can be uncomfortable to have these conversations at first, but I think like as you create that environment where they can share, and I mean, when you ask, don't don't give them no space to breathe. Like they got to explore on their own too. But when you create that environment where it's safe, it's comfortable, it's encouraged to explore and grow and become your person, then I think that helps as well. But when you try to keep somebody in a box, that's not going to be good for anybody.
That's so true. So true. And I think that's where a lot of couples fail, because sometimes the expectation is that you will stay the same. You know, you make these vows, you make these commitments, you have these expectations that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And people change, people evolve. And so when you have young couples and they're falling apart, it's the lack of communication. But it's like, obviously, somebody was doing something right. Because, like, grandma and papa, they got married at 18, they had them babies.
They did.
And they still married. And, like, they did 10, 20 things along the way. So what was they doing that's different than what we doing?
Child, they was working it out. They were in it to win it.
You know, one thing that even my grandmother does, and I love it. My grandmother, she don't do no back and forth. Like, if she don't agree, it's like she be silent. I'd be like, I need that anointing. It's the silent.
I've gotten like that.
I need it.
It's wisdom, I think. Like my word of the year and what I've been praying for since last year was like wisdom. And I just want to really become that Proverbs woman. So when I do speak, you know, like it hit hard. But I had to realize, okay, Diandra, it's going now this transitional period where I'm not speaking as much. It ain't easy, but I'm trying to be like grandma.
Yeah, because guess what? They be at peace. If they be at peace. And it's like the Lord has been working with me, but like shutting me up. But like I don't be at peace about it. Like I be inside. He do. He really do. But then I be like, you see, I ain't saying nothing, right?
You gotta work on yourself too. It can't just be the Lord working. You gotta work too.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I definitely think that goes back to not losing yourself in the process. And while you are working on your marriage, you still have to continue to work on yourself, because I'm sure that there may come a time where you may want to branch off and do something else that your spouse may not be quite ready to do yet. And so even with the communication and vice versa, they might be ready to do something that you like, hold up. So I think working on yourself to sort of kind of be in alignment so that you can come in and be a partner and be fully present, I think is definitely key.
Yeah, because communication ain't gonna mean you're gonna like it. It's still gonna be uncomfortable. You're still gonna have your growing pains.
You know, I'm in a season where I keep telling everybody, this is I am in the uncomfortable phase to get comfortable. And I'm okay with that. I'm very uncomfortable with everything. But
with everything.
I am, because it's like I am, you know, when I started law school, we've always had, you know, I've always worked. I've never been, nor have I ever aspired to be a stay-at-home mom. Like I did do it when I first had AJ for a couple of months, but no, that was not for me. So I've always been that way and sort of kind of always been like so independent. So when I started law school and I stopped working full time and just was doing my business, it was like, oh, this is different. Like, this is real different. And so it's uncomfortable. I mean, even with law school and like running the business and just like I barely get time for me. And so just also trying to go after my dreams, but like not make my children suffer because I'm waiting. So we're gonna talk about that too. But like not making my children suffer means that I have to work extra hard. So like for instance, that means that they're both in sports. My kids are in sports every day of the week. And then on Fridays, piano, and then games on Saturdays. So every day of the week we have something. And so what that means is when I come home from school, I'm cooking dinner, I'm getting them together, then we're going to sports, coming back, shower, bed, and then I have to study. So it's like, there is no sleep. So it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. But that's where we are. So I wanted to talk on one thing before we kind of transition to the kids, because you know I have to talk about the kids. Like I love it.
Oh, bless them.
We're gonna get on that. But I want to take it back for a moment. Coming from a two-parent household,
Mhm.
And your husband coming from a two-parent household, you guys both saw marriage. Both of your parents and your in-laws have been married for a very long time. So, what are some of the traditions and values that you saw in them that you all took into your marriage that you felt like this is good? I need this.
Wow, that's hard.
But
That's
what you
hard.
think
We
this is supposed to
love
be an
both
easy
sets of
show?
parents. Huh?
What you thought this was supposed to be an easy episode? The goal is to help somebody that don't have what you have, baby.
That's so hard. Oh my goodness. We love both of our parents so much, like both sets of parents. And like I can genuinely, truly, honestly say we're friends with our parents
I
now.
love
Like
it.
we have conversations. We make it a point that whenever we go home or if ever they're in North Carolina, we're gonna sit down and have lunch, breakfast with our parents, and they can ask us questions that aren't necessarily comfortable for us, and vice versa. Just because we really want to learn from them, like while they're here, we want to take as much as possible. So I would say some of the what was it, traditions and what else?
The traditions and just goals, like things that they had characteristics of their marriage that
Mm-hmm.
you guys really wanted to incorporate in your marriage.
Yeah. Wow. So it's definitely a blessing to have both sets for sure. Um, I would say, and in today's day and age, all this gender, all this stuff, I I have to say, I learned these gender roles from our parents, and I'm standing on that. Like, it is truly beautiful to watch our mothers supporting our fathers. Both of our fathers have always fully lived out their dreams, and I personally have seen both mothers support our fathers, and like it's being a wife and seeing it now versus being a child is different, but I realized I picked up on that, like just in the way that I support my friends, my siblings, other family members. So like watching it has defined and shaped my character um, as well as them both being so family oriented. Like I think that a lot of why Duran and I have been able to go against maybe what society would have expected from us or whatever the case may be is because yes, are rooted in the church. We're both PKs. However, it wasn't force fed to us. When we went home, we had a normal life. Okay. We had our family Fridays going to the movies, bowlings, whatever the case may be. Like our parents love family and they always just instilled in us. And to this day, like you got to have your siblings back like no other. Like there's certain times when something may happen in my family and my father was like, I want to ask you, Diandra, but I know you got your brothers. I'm like, yeah, so don't even come asking me. So it's just stuff like that, like
Yay,
definitely
yay, yay,
family
yay.
first to
You better. At the end of the day, y'all together. You the youngest, so you better.
exactly. They can't bully me no more though.
Which I think is funny because like you're the youngest, whereas Devar is the oldest. So y'all sort of kind of have like a good a good example of like both being the oldest
Yes,
sibling versus being the youngest sibling, and you guys can kind of take a little mixture of both.
it's so interesting.
I bet, I bet. So you touched on society and the expectations, and I touched on kids. And so we're gonna go right into that. You know, the day old question is always when people get married, when y'all gonna have some kids. And we
Hmm.
have touched on it on the podcast about how inappropriate that is in today's society to ask a woman when she gonna have some kids.
That part. Please
Um,
stop asking women. Please.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I can publicly say that I get on your absolute nerves, but I do it in a joking way because guess what? I love it. I'd be like, y'all ain't got time for kids. Y'all getting on the plane, y'all coming here to see the game every 5 minutes, then y'all flying back to do this, then y'all going out the country to do this, then y'all going to go do this. And I love it because guess what? trying to do it with kids, now I do it with the kids now,
You
but
do.
trying to do it with the kids is so much harder than just being able to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I love every time I see you doing something that is like amazing. Like I love it. I love it. And I want to publicly say that because we have to stop putting these things that like society expects on people without knowing all that it takes to keep that up. And
Mm-hmm.
so you know when I got married and you know when I got pregnant, like that whole situation. So it's kind of like being able to get married and just enjoy the time is like something that I did not experience, but I love that you did. And I want you
Mm-hmm.
to continue to do that for however long you need to do it.
Received.
That's my skill. Now you got it live, you got it here, you heard it here first. Because then next week when I
I
call,
need a copy of this.
exactly, because I'm gonna be right back on. Yeah, girl.
And I'm just gonna send you your snippet.
No, listen, we good. As long as I don't find out you pregnant on social media, I'm good. You know what my stipulations is. I don't want to find out no big things on social media. And it worked out. I ain't find out you was engaged on social media. So that's all that matters. We good.
I'm
Because
weak.
we better than that.
Right.
So tell me your perspective on the baby and the timeline and y'all doing what was the thing for the wedding? What was the hashtag for the wedding? Forever.
Forever Harvin.
What was it?
Forever Harvin.
Forever
FOUR.
Harvin.
Mm-hmm.
For this. What is the Forever Harvin way?
The Forever Harvin way. Honestly, so we were able to stop our parents dead in their tracks of asking us, even giving us a look. Okay. Because until somebody lives down the street from us, we don't want to hear nothing about no kid. Like, you're not about to be just FaceTiming me where the baby. No, you need to be here watching, taking care. Until then, we don't have nothing to talk about. We'll talk about timeline when somebody move here.
Girl, hope they don't watch the episode because then they might be looking.
They know. Trust me, they know. We might not be too far off. I don't know, but they know what our stipulations are. Like, it takes a village. We
Yeah.
cannot and do not want to do this on our own. So if the time comes where everything is aligned, then God bless it.
I definitely think that's the case. Like for me, like Arlen works 12-hour days. So with me being in school, it is a lot, but we have such a great support system. I mean, Mondays I'm in class. I leave out the house we leave out at what, 7, and I don't get back home until 10. And so
Oh
with
wow.
him doing 12-hour days, every other week, our cousin lives in our development. She's doing pickups. And I mean, she's taking the kids to basketball practice. She's doing bath time. She's doing the whole thing. So all I do is pick the kids up. They're ready for bed. They done had dinner and everything else. So I think having a village nearby is something that money cannot buy.
Exactly. I need to be able to have part-time hours. I need to be able to be flexible,
We
I
couldn't
love
even
like
find enough for this full time.
right, exactly. So we love our life. We really, really, truly do. And we knew when we got married that our focus was to build. And when you just gotta be ready for certain things because we want to create generational cycles that are healthy. We want to be able to provide. We want to create generational wealth. So certain things had to be in order before we could even start to think about that, to be honest with you.
That definitely makes sense. I wish more people did that and just not just had kids because kids cost money and be like, oh, we'll figure it out later. Oh, no, child.
It
Mm-mm.
costs money. They need emotional stability. Like there's a lot.
Listen, people be like, when y'all having more kids, listen, here's the thing. Vacation packages come in 4. Like they're like perfect. Like 2 parents, 2 kids, like if we get on a plane, we can do 2 and 2. Like, why would we mess that up?
Right, right.
Then, like when I travel, if I have to travel with the kids by myself, it's 3. So we got 3 seats.
Greasy, yep.
4. Uh-uh, uh-uh, uh-uh. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
People always want to when you having kids, when you having the next one, when's the one after that? Like, y'all just be wanting to ask. Leave women alone.
You know how much tuition costs? You know how much daycare costs?
Sound
No,
like a trip to me.
listen. Nope, 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 nope. So
Sound like mortgage payments, honestly.
the kids' tuition is mortgage payments. Mortgage payments. Their tuition is more than my mortgage payment in my newly built home. Their
That's
tuition is more than that.
insane. Mm.
It's a whole hot mess, but it's life. So tell me, we talked about the whole generational wealth piece. Tell me how you guys are building generational wealth down there in North Carolina.
Child, you know when they say success look like yeah, we somewhere around here.
Somewhere around here.
Somewhere around here, depending on the day, we gonna see. We just moved 2 weekends ago. Out of our new home, we purchased a duplex, and one of the sides was filled, and we were living in the other side. Well, we were getting a lot of interest still on the other side, so me and Duran was like, think we gotta move. So yeah, we packed all of our belongings up. Still got a couple boxes over there. But yeah, so now we're just in another transitional period, just figuring it out. Thankfully, like we have a super solid team in all of our endeavors. So we always make sure that we have a mentor, advisor, just figuring this out because there's so much that we don't know. Really starting, I hate to say it, but at a disadvantage, just trying to figure these things out, figure out how do you build generational wealth? What does that look like? There's no cookie cutter way to do it. So you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. So it's just a part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's good. So you guys did the duplex and it was an apartment building too?
Yep. The apartment building is somewhere in another part of North Carolina. We went in with a group to purchase it.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. So are you guys looking to do more duplexes and like things like that or?
Prayerfully, we would love to. My stipulation with Durant is, hey, I only got one more move in me. So if that requires me to move, we either stay in there or we're not going. So yeah,
Well, it's pictures on the wall, so y'all comfortable. It look like y'all settled. I see a picture on the wall. So I'm gonna say at least
we
in this
finally
corner.
moved the plant over yesterday.
At
We
least
left
in
her
that
over there.
corner, you got it right.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's
we
all that matters.
almost are there. We're almost like settled here, but I definitely I pride myself on making sure each place we go feels like a home. Like it has to, but definitely want to be settled in our long-term home soon. But we love so far we have loved the real estate way to build wealth as just one of the streams of income. So we just try and
You
build.
guys both still work.
We still work. Both have separate endeavors. So I have noite.rose. He's working on his speaking business speaking.
You can plug the name, so you can plug the name so people can go watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Champagne combos, cheers. And just even beyond that, he just started consulting for IT sales. So it's just streams of income, just working.
Listen, I think that's important to know because I think a lot of times people look at what you have and they don't see all that it takes to have that. And it's like, well, hold up. You don't know all the sleepless nights that I go through to get here and what it's all taken to put this thing together and make it in this little success thing.
Listen. Do not trust the Instagram optics. Do not trust them. That's why I'm not even posting just highlights. Like we're gonna talk about the real on my Instagram. I got some posts that I'm planning that I'm just gonna let people in. Hey, this what all going on. Like y'all, please don't fall for the highlights. Like I never want to be just that highlight person. That's why I always want to make sure that. And it's been so many other like young entrepreneurs or students from my alma mater who will reach out to me about starting their business or whatever, I'm going to give you the real, the good, bad, ugly, and uglier. So I just really want to make sure that in my journey, I'm able to help the next person as well.
That's exactly why I started the Millennial Mrs. podcast, because I felt like the social media world has really turned people into feeling like it's an overnight success versus really understanding all that it takes to go into something. So creating a platform where women could actually come and tell their stories about the challenges and how they overcame those challenges and the obstacles that they had to face just to get the life that they want to live. And sometimes it can be ever changing.
Ever changing. So I have to say, don't always be chasing. Like, don't always try to get the next thing, thinking about what you're lacking, missing. Like, enjoy the moment, enjoy where you are, be grateful. One of the greatest prayers that you can do is just giving gratitude, saying, thank you, God, for what I have right now. Thank you, God, that I'm living this dream that I had years ago. I don't have to think about how I'm gonna feed myself, my family, like just little things that are really big things to certain people. So don't always be in the chase.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell me about your business. Tell me, I remember we was on vacation. We was in what, Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
We was in Jamaica at the bar having shots. Well, y'all was having shots.
You was having shots.
I was babysitting the shots.
Child, I can't take shots no more. I'm
Yeah,
washed.
that mean you're getting old. You're getting old. So that means now we can go. Now we can really hang. Because if you getting old, we
But
can.
on vacation, I'm on Arlen type time. I'm on Arlen.
Listen. We can be lit all day, but I need a nap. I need a nap. Give me a nap. And y'all just go from sun up. Well, maybe not sun up, but about midday, all night, y'all ready. But I need a nap. I'm gonna need a nap. I'm old. I'm gonna need a nap. But no, so tell me about your baby. I love
Yes.
to see it. I thought about putting it on tonight, and I was like,
I
nobody.
thought about it too. Then I was like, you know what? Chill. Because I feel like every time I wear noite.rose, like my mind is on business. What can I like? I'm always in that chase whenever I'm wearing her. I need to learn how to relax fully.
So
But
relax, but we still gonna plug it, okay?
yeah.
So tell me about it. Like I know it started as a baby of yours that has now gone into, listen, you got our soror wearing it on the Real Housewives of Potomac. I mean, you better.
Yes. Yes. So that right there, noite.rose, is definitely my baby. Like literally going through the stages of conceiving and developing and nurturing. It's been a wild but beautiful ride that I can say is literally all God. I had a conversation with one of my girlfriends during the pandemic, and I was like, girl, I got on this frumpy moo-moo. And she was like, well, Diandra, create something better. Like people will want to wear it. I'm like, girl, I don't do all that. Like, I'm a merchandiser. I'm not a designer. So it literally, when she told me to do it, it wasn't my girlfriend talking. Like the way it stuck with me, it was God telling me, Diandra, do it. So I could not sleep peacefully without thinking about it. So I just had to start doing my little chicken scratch drawing, try to say, all right, I'm gonna try this, figure it out. But literally putting my mind to it and just saying like, I'm going to figure this out. And again, finding those mentors and resources and figuring out how do I build a business? How do I design a line without feeling like I had to do it on my own, because there is a network. You got to put yourself in the places to connect with the people that you need to connect with. So that was one of, I don't even want to call it a secret. That was one of the main things that I did that really helped me to launch my business. So it's luxury loungewear that you can wear inside, outside. Everything is so comfortable. It is very flattering on everybody, size inclusive, pockets on every style, and it is just the best. So I love her. I wish that I could devote all of my time to her. I have not been blessed to do that yet, but something big is on the way, because when I tell you the enemy attacked my baby so bad the second half of last year, like it's nothing else other than something great is coming. Like,
It has to, but I mean, I think that the greatness is already coming. I mean, you guys were in Nordstrom,
yes,
which is major, and
yes.
we're not talking J.C. Penney's and Sears. She said luxury,
Like, I don't even appreciate JCPenney Sears.
but she said luxury. She said luxury.
Lux.
So she took us to Nordstrom, and
Yes.
one thing about Diandra that I've always loved is that Diandra she really could act like a little bougie and stuck up, but Diandra really is okay going and getting a little chicken box in the village.
Yup.
Like
Royal.
she is that down to earth, but bougie in the heart inside. Inside, that's who you are, baby. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Hey, if it's in me, it's in me.
So I would not expect anything other than luxury from you. So
Thank you.
definitely, I want everybody to go support, buy some of her products. Buy it now before it hits the runways and the
Listen,
prices goes up.
I'm about to take off soon. You heard it here first.
Yesterday's prices are not today's prices.
Heavy on it.
So y'all better figure it out. And not only that, like y'all better connect with her now. Like I love the fact that you're willing to talk to people that's doing it. I think your background, you being in merchandising, definitely has been beneficial for your business and things like that. I think a lot of times when I work with entrepreneurs, one of the things that I always say first is find somebody that's doing what you're doing. Tell me the business that's out here right now that's doing what you're doing. If it's not a business that's doing exactly what you want, give me the one that's closest to what you're doing. And then tell me how you're gonna beat them out. Tell me what's different. Because we're not gonna reinvent the wheel. Tell me what is different from what you're trying to do. Why am I gonna come to you versus you? So what you told me is that you don't just do loungewear, you do luxury loungewear that I can wear inside and I can wear outside. So that means when I go on vacation, my little Victoria's Secret pajamas is not gonna look right when I go to breakfast. But I can wear yours and I can go to breakfast and I can take pictures and I can keep even in my pajamas because nobody can know because it's luxury loungewear.
And you can put your phone in one pocket, key in the other. The key not gonna get deactivated. You got two
Exactly.
pockets.
Two pockets. And that's all you need. I think that's definitely something that more entrepreneurs need to do and not be intimidated. If you're looking at another business, I've had people even come to me and ask me about like my business because they're interested. I want to tell you everything because I believe it's enough room for all of us to thrive.
Yes.
Like not just survive, but thrive. So I'm not looking to push you off. I'm looking to build you up. And if we all kind of do that versus tearing somebody down, baby, the world would be a better place.
Exactly. Honestly, the Black community, but that's not why I'm here.
You know what I realized though, what I find in general is that so this is what used to happen. When I used to see posts that said the people that support me the most are not my close friends and family. I never felt that. Because like I have a great support system. If I say I want to go to the moon, somebody's gonna be like, girl, you going to the moon, you doing something again? All right. Well, where can I watch it? Because I need to figure it out. Where can I watch it? Like they're gonna do it. I could sell like whatever I do, they're gonna do it. And I think that is great. However, there are some people that are okay with supporting like random people and like don't care how much something costs, but then want to ask you why something costs, what it costs. Like,
We talk about them people? We talk about them today?
I mean, the podcast is open for the podcast, and I think that we as the people need to stop doing that. I think that when you support people, you should never question why something costs the way that it does. If you go to Louis Vuitton, are you questioning why their leather costs so much? Are you questioning why the brown leather costs different than the black leather? Because I did. Because the black leather bag is a lot different than the brown leather bag, but I questioned to figure it out. So it's okay. If you're going to question, just question from the high line down to the back line because I just needed to understand what kind of leather is this? Why is it a big difference? But it's like that mentality, like sort of kind of, I'm going to support my friends no matter what they do. When you launched a business, I ordered it. I don't care if it was luxury, if it was whatever. I'm going to, and I don't even necessarily like to wear pajamas and all that, but that's why I'm going to buy it. So
Because you're a real one.
I don't care. Whatever it is, that's my mentality. But I do understand and recognize that everybody is not like that. And so I just want to plug that in right
I
now.
would challenge everybody. Like literally, I want to challenge everybody. You know somebody, you are connected with somebody. And let's say you don't personally know them, that's fine. You know somebody who does know somebody who is an entrepreneur, who is trying to build their own thing. If you believe what they are doing is good, it has potential, invest in them. Whether they asking for your time or money, like do that. Like it's going to not only help you, but whoever else you're connected to is going to receive a blessing because you did something good. So stop being stingy with your resources. Like help the community. I have been fortunate like you to have a phenomenal support system. Like I saw that same post you were talking about, like your closest friends, da, 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 da. So I went into it with my mindset, like, I'm not expecting nothing from none of my friends. Like I'm not trying to get my feelings hurt from my friends and family let me down. That's really where I had my guard up, okay? But they blew my mind how they supported me. My male friends who are the ultimate bachelors, girl, I had some of them buying multiple pieces for multiple women. And I had some of them who would just send me money and be like, Diandra, do some giveaways. And I'm like, the fact that y'all got creative to support me, that means beyond what I can express. So for people to just be like not willing to contribute, help, that really blows my mind. So I really want to encourage people and challenge people not to have a selfish attitude mindset. Just give to somebody. Literally, that way may help them. That may be the encouragement that they need to keep going. That may be the one little thing that pushed them over the edge and be like, I can do this. Like, do it. Just help somebody. And you don't get that much recognition, but just know it's going to come back later on because you did help somebody.
And I think sometimes it's not always about the money, right? Like it's not always about you buying something for me, but like sometimes you just coming on and saying, I love what you're doing,
Literally.
reposting, keep it up, keep doing it. It takes a lot to be an entrepreneur. It takes a lot to be an entrepreneur when that is not your full-time job. Or like you have a full-time job. So like balancing the full-time job and the business that you're trying to build for generational wealth, like you said, we're already at a disadvantage. So we sort of kind of trying to play catch up out here.
Yes.
So while we're trying to play catch up, if you sit here and just send a simple, I love what you're doing.
Literally. Literally, that's the gas.
A little LinkedIn repost, a little social media repost. One of the things that I can say is that I got a lot of that with my friends, but I also had to realize people can only give what they have. So that's why I started looking at it's not just about the money. There are some people that do have money and could do more, but people give out of their heart and what they feel. So I've always been okay with that. I feel like God has like truly opened doors, which I'm just gonna plug it. I'm super duper excited about the brunching business that is happening this May. I launched brunching business, my business TLW Consulting in the middle of the pandemic. So when I started that, I started with a brunch because who doesn't love a good brunch? And so I ended up growing it and growing it, and then hearing like make it bigger, make it so that the guys can come and stuff like that. This year,
the guys come in.
Yes, yes, it's open. It's open.
Love that.
It's open to any and everybody. It's going to be at the Four Seasons downtown.
I saw that.
And the reason that I chose the Four Seasons, like some people, let's break that down. I chose the Four Seasons because I feel like even as an entrepreneur, I need your mind frame to think we're not the Holiday Inn, baby. Like you are a Fortune 500 company. So if you can see yourself as a Fortune 500 company, even while you are working in your kitchen,
Yep.
you will be able to scale this thing to where it is. And so in order for us to do the Four Seasons and to be able to make it affordable and things like that, they gave us great deals. I love them. Listen, I told them 20 times, nope, not gonna do it. They said, yep, we gonna do it. Tell me the number, name the price. I named the price and I said, Lord, they ain't gonna do it. Because I went real low. And then they did it. So guess what?
That's fire.
I said, Lord, amazing. Then I said, Lord, I want to even make it lower. How can I do that? And so I connected with people and people, I connected with Andy, Andy. She was like,
Yeah.
we're going to get some sponsorships. And I said, I didn't even think about that. And then I started connecting and then M&T, like big names, towards the Ave, like just some big names just started to like come in and say, I want to support what you're doing and not just support what you're doing. I got a check to go with what you're doing. I want to be all a part of that. So for me, I love it because it's like my goal with TLW is to help entrepreneurs to empower them. Like I love to create a space for them. So this month, the month of February, we're doing $20 off of all tickets because we're doing financial freedom. So where does that start with? That starts with you. And then you're able to grow business because when you start a business, if you do business credit, it's going to start off your personal credit. And so a lot of people are like, I'm just going to go out here and get a $50,000 loan. Well, baby, they want to know what your credit is. And at a 530, not happening. And like, hey, that's the reality.
Yeah.
So we have the former comptroller of Maryland, our soror, Joan Pratt is going to be a speaker. We have the credit queen, Rhonda Brunson is going to be a speaker. Like I said, M&T is going to be a speaker. I have somebody coming from the governor's office to talk about the small business and minority-owned businesses, just the resources that they have. Listen, I am creating a space that entrepreneurs cannot just come and get information, but they can get inspiration and come up with a plan to lead and take their business to the next level. So I'm really, 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 really excited about that. And I've already just put in my mind that like, it doesn't matter who support and it doesn't matter who does support. The Lord has shown me that he supports.
Girl, that's the backing you need. That's all the backing you need. It's done.
So that's what we're doing. And so we have vendor opportunities.
Tell them the dates.
It's May the 18th. And if you want to be a vendor, we got vendor opportunities. We still have more sponsorship opportunities. And tickets are on sale now at www.trenaywatson.com. I'll put it in the bottom for you to check that out. And I love it. Tell people where they can find you on Instagram, social media, all the things.
I'm on all the things, all the social media things at noite.rose, NOITE.ROSE. Yeah, you can find me and reach out, send a DM. It's me writing back. It's me.
I love it. How did you come up with that name?
Oh, noite.rose. So my grandmother's name, my dad's side is Rosie, and literally she is the epitome of a graceful giving woman. And so she only had a third grade level education, and she still found a way to provide jobs for other women. She used her culinary skills to provide opportunities in the neighborhood, and whenever she just found women who needed work to support and provide for their families, she would give them an opportunity. So I just want to embody the woman who she was and just always have her legacy go on. And then Noite is evening. So evening rose, just that feeling that you feel when you're greeted with roses or when you buy yourself your own roses. So it's for your own love language and for you to express yourself.
Awesome. So before we go, I asked everybody this. If you could go back to let's go 10 years ago, your 10-year ago self, what advice would you give that girl?
10 years ago. That's 21. Dang, this gonna sound a little crazy, but I gotta go with what came to mind. The advice I would give myself is you are who you think you are. Period. I have always been like a big personality. Like very much can relate to you extra a lot. But to whom much is given, much is
Much is
required. And I'm going to
required.
be big in every space that I'm in. And I'm going to continue to operate that way. And so I just wanted to give myself that encouragement. Keep on, because it is very much an advantage to be able to go into a room with your head held high, knowing exactly who you are. So yeah, you are who you think you are, baby.
We not dimming the lights in 2024. If somebody
Yeah,
if somebody can't take it, you better get them some sunglasses, because baby, the light is shining and
it
we're
is.
shining. We're not dimming. We're not dimming. We're not stepping down. We're not coming off of our throne. Period.
No.
We'll invite you up here to the throne. We'll
Yeah.
have a seat at the table for you. Because guess what? The table is not full. We have plenty of room. So we're
Right.
certainly not going to come down.
No.
We're just not. And I mean that with all certainty. My friend has like an I am thing, like, so it's empowerment for women and coming up with the thing. And so my first word when we did it, it was I am favored. And so this year we had to come up with new words, and I was kind of struggling with the word because I told you I'm very uncomfortable. So like I really wanted to say I am uncomfortable, but like that was just a whole nother thing. So I was struggling with a word. And so Arlen helped me with the word. He was like, you are her, like you that girl, like you are the table, like you are it, like you are her. And I feel like
Yes.
sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget it. Sometimes we allow other people's opinions of us to kind of wear us down. Sometimes we get into the hustle and bustle of things and we forget to look in the mirror and just do a mirror check. Baby,
Right.
you are her. You are her. Whoever you are her. Don't dim your light for nobody. Keep shining. Keep being you. Keep being amazing. Keep being the millennial missus that you are, whatever that looks like. Nobody can put you in a box. Nobody can tell you what you need to look like.
One of the things that Durant always tells me, like on a day if I'm discouraged or whatever, he's like, Diandra, go look in your trophy case. Like, go in your mental trophy case and go back. And sometimes you just gotta remind yourself, like I said, all that chasing. Sometimes you just gotta pause. Like, I prayed for this. I've accomplished that. He's a do it again God. So I'm
Every
good.
time. Because he did it then. So
Yeah.
thinking that he can't do it again.
Right. He
So
not up
that
in the heaven pacing back and forth. What I'm gonna be down here stressing for?
he don't have a limit on the things that he can do. And I just feel like I'm also in a season of I'm not doing like the safe prayers and like the safe things.
Oh no.
I'm doing like the big prayers, and like I'm not asking you for nothing that I can do on my own. I need you to do something that I can't do.
Right. Right. What I'm gonna pray a little prayer to a big guy for?
That's not the season that we living in. And
No.
I'm sorry that that's where you living at. So you mad at me. So like I'm vexing your spirit and mad because I'm listen. I say I wish that I could go back to the 18-year-old me, just for like the I don't care what nobody think me, but not the attitude. Because the attitude was probably like, "Ugh." I don't want the attitude.
What was it?
Attitude was a little bad. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But the I don't care. Like I'm showing up as me. I
Right.
don't care. I don't care who don't talk to me, who don't like me. I would take a little bit of that. Like now I'd be like, to be nicer. I want to be nice. No, it's been great. It's been great. It's been great. Thank you so much for coming on the Millennial Mrs.
Thank you for
podcast.
having me. I remember when you first spoke of this, so I'm so excited and honored.
Absolutely. I'm so excited you were here. So I cannot wait to see the viewers and get their feedback. Definitely give us some questions. Go follow her right now. And thank you guys for tuning in to the Millennial Mrs. Podcast.
Hey. Lord, grandma don't know how to start recording.